Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our CMA. Sorry. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our commercial MLS class. This is a training on how to use the MLS to search for commercial properties. We're also going to learn how to prospect a little on commercial properties and also analyze investment opportunities available to us through the MLS. Guys, if you have any questions, as always, you can mute yourself and ask questions or type it on the chat and I will answer all of your questions as I see them come in. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, this is the commercial MLS course. Now, you don't have to be a commercial member to work commercial properties. All right, so if you see on my MLS on the upper left corner, I do have that logo for South Florida Commercial MLS. That's because when I joined the MLS, I joined as a commercial member. All right, I pay a little extra than the ordinary, and that's to have access to additional commercial tools. However, you do not need to be part of the commercial MLS in order to use the MLS for commercial properties. Okay, so those of you that do not have the commercial MLS under your regular search, you will see all the different property types. For those of you that have the commercial MLS like myself, there's an additional search that has all the commercial property types. So as you can see right underneath my screen where it says com search or commercial search, there is RIN, multifamily income. That's your duplex, your triplex, and your fourplex. Those are not considered commercial. However, they are underneath my commercial search. Those are residential multifamily income. So it's not really a commercial property per se. All right. Now, underneath CLD, you have what's called commercial land, business, agricultural, or industrial. All right. Those of you that have customers that are looking for a land to lease or purchase for commercial use, you are going to search for it under CLD. Then we have COM or commercial improved industrial. This is where you find all types of commercial properties. You are going to find apartment buildings. You're going to find offices. You're going to find medical facilities. You're going to find restaurants, all types of commercial properties for lease or for sale. And then underneath that, we have business brokerage. This is those of you that have customers looking to purchase an existing business. All right, so let's say someone wants to purchase a nail salon and you want to search under business brokerage to see if there's a nail salon business that is currently for sale, or a car wash, or a restaurant. All right, so we're going to go over that too. And then there's the regular commercial property search, which is like the on your regular search, like your cross property search, which allows you to search multi property types in one search, and that would be the commercial property search. All right, we're gonna go ahead and begin with the residential multifamily, guys. Those of you that have customers that are looking for, say, fourplex, then you're gonna go to residential multifamily income, and we're gonna go ahead and click on fourplex under type of property. This is gonna produce the number of results in the MLS for 4-unit properties. So in the entire MLS right now, there are 234. Now, when we click on Miami-Dade County, it's going to reduce our amount to 133. Now, folks, there are some mistakes in the MLS. Remember, this is a data entry program or platform where people will enter listings and sometimes they make mistakes. All right, so we've got fourplexes here, and you have all the different property types as usual. You can also select style, and you can select fourplex. So one or the other is going to work, okay? And then up here, you got your price range, you got your number of parking spaces, square footage. Notice how bedrooms and bathrooms are missing. All right, so if you want to add the bedrooms field and the bathrooms field for your search, then you're going to go to the additional field section on the lower left corner. You're going to click on add, and then you're going to type in bed, and notice it doesn't come out. All right, it does not come out. How about bath? All right, it doesn't come out either. So when you're searching for a fourplex or a duplex or a triplex, that really isn't a search field. All right, that's a little different than when you're searching for a single family home, condo, or townhouse, right? Now, we're gonna go ahead and add here additional fields, and you're gonna add here, say unit, total units, okay? And you're gonna click on add. All right. Units or total units allows you to say, all right, I'm looking for at least 4 units. Well, that's obvious. If you're selecting fourplex, you're looking for 4 units, okay? But that's another way that you guys can search by. All right, so let's go ahead and say a max of $1 million. So we're gonna go ahead and put in $1 million or minus, and we're left with 23 matches in Miami-Dade County. Okay, we're gonna click on results, and this is all of Miami-Dade County. I didn't specify a city or a zip code or any kind of location. And what we see here are fourplexes. Here's a fourplex in Miami-Dade County, and it's currently listed for almost $1 million at $995,000. In most cases, you want to look out for the financials. You want to look out for the realtor who's telling you how much income is generated from this fourplex. In this case, there are no financial information. Notice the gross rent income here, and the annual NOI or expenses is empty. All right, I want to move on to the next property here and see if we can find this. So right here, all right, it's telling us here it's month to month, and there is no income either. You know, you want to look at the attachments. In most cases, if they don't tell you on the MLS listing what the financials are, look towards the attachments, and sometimes they're going to tell you. All right. In this case, there's just an addendum. There's no financials either. And I'm going to tell you why this is happening, guys. They want you to call them. All right. They want you to call them. So this case, we do have a realtor here who's telling us that unit number 1 is producing $2,600 a month in income. Unit number 2, $1,500, and $1,800. Okay, so down here, you're gonna have more financial information. It's just gonna tell you some information here. The gross rent income is $7,000 a month. $7,000 a month. They're not really telling you the expenses. Now let's take a look at the attachments. Perhaps in the attachments, they're gonna have what we're looking for. All right, and no, they don't. They just have an addendum, they have a seller's disclosure, and have some other stuff here that's not really what we're looking for. All right, what we're looking for are financials. Anyhow, they are telling us here what the income is per unit. Okay, so that's your fourplex, guys. Duplex will be the same. Here's another fourplex. Here's the income on the fourplex there. Okay, and we're going to touch on income, and we're going to touch on how to analyze the potential returns on an investment a little later in our class. All right, let's go back up here, guys. Again, that's residential, multifamily, income, duplex, triplex, and fourplex for those of you that have customers looking for that type of property. Next up, we're going to go to commercial land. Commercial land. Once again, we are now searching for vacant land for commercial use. On the right-hand side, you will see lot square footage. This comes very important because if your customer says, I need an acre of lot, then what would be your square footage that you put in there? Okay, we're going to put in 43,000 square feet or more, right? 43,000 square feet or more. Remember, an acre is 43,560. You know, you can put in 40,000 and if you like to. I'm going to be close to being exact at 43,000 square feet or more. We have 717 matches. Then, of course, you're going to choose your county. And in Miami-Dade, we have 246 matches. Now, we're going to come down here to additional fields, and you're going to click on add. And then we're going to type here in the search, we're going to type in the word type. All right. And then you have over here type of property. We're going to go ahead and select that. And we're going to click on add. And then we're going to click on back. By doing that, now you have here the type of properties. So you can click on industrial, if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for agricultural land, you click on that. If you're looking for residential land, if you're looking for income multifamily land, or if you're looking for commercial land. All right. So you can use that as well. Let's say that we do not want to pass $1 million. So we're going to go $1 million or less. We're down to 121 matches for an acre of land or more. Let's go ahead and click on results, guys. And here we have our results. All right. You can sort by price simply by selecting where it says current price. And now I'm looking at the least expensive listing coming in at $6. What does that mean? $6. Okay. It means price per square foot, right? So whenever you see $6, $10, $15, that means it's price per square foot. You'll go ahead and open it up here, and here we have an industrial lot, and only 2 pictures, pretty much satellite views. And you're gonna come down here and it says 5 acres available for lease, and it's leased at $6 a square foot. Okay. And what you have, of course, is a lot that's 5 acres. So you're going to multiply that $6 a square foot times 222,419 square feet. And that's your yearly lease, not your monthly lease. That's your yearly lease. So you multiply that times 5 and then divide by 12 months to come out with your monthly payments on this property. All right, guys. So any questions on how to determine the list price? When you see a dollar amount like this, a small dollar amount, it's for lease. All right. So just a quick calculation. All right. So $5 or sorry, $6 times 200 and what was it? 222,419. You're looking at 1,334,000. Now divide that by 12. You have $111,000 a month for a 5-acre industrial land. All right. It's pretty crazy, but you know, it's expensive. Okay. And then you move on to the next listing and the next listing until you find the right piece of property for your customer. Right here, $1,000. What is it telling you? All right. Price reduced for faster rent. Take advantage. This is 17 acres total in Chrome. And once again, that's $1,000 per square foot. Okay. All right, guys. So once again, that is how you search for commercial land. Next up is commercial property. We are going to spend some time here. This is what most of you are here for, to learn how to search commercial properties. All right. First thing you're going to notice is your transaction type. You have lease and then you have sale. Okay. And then next up, you have what's called property type, building type. This is where all of your different property types are. You have your adult congregate, you have your apartment buildings, you have anything automotive, you have building spaces, building trades, you have churches. We have here commercial residential income. We have condominium, guys. These are not condos. These are office condos. All right. Not a residential condo, but an office condominium. And of course, you guys know office condominiums are inside of an HOA, right? You know, so when you're in an office condo, you're pretty much managed by an HOA or a condo association, just like in a residential building. And then right here we have convenience store. We have dock height building. Guys, dock height means, of course, that the warehouse does have a dock and it is at the height of a regular tractor trailer truck. So there's no ramp needed. Just they back up and it's at the same level as the tractor trailer. Then you have what's called freestanding buildings. So if you're looking for any type of building that stands alone, not connected to anything, then you will select freestanding. Heavy manufacturing, these are industrial. For heavy machinery, you also have light manufacturing. All right, somewhere down here, you got light manufacturing. We have hotels and motels. We have industrial. That's another term for warehouse. We have mall, enclosed, marina, medical office, mini warehouse. These are your storage facilities. All right. We have office space. We have office warehouse combination. So this is a warehouse that also contains offices. We have residential multifamily. That's another way to search for apartment buildings. We have restaurants, bars. We have retail space, schools, shopping center, showroom, special purpose, store, warehouse combination. Again, this is a warehouse that also contains a storefront. Then we have strip store, tavern, or bar. We have warehouse space in general. All right, so we're going to begin our search by running a lease, right? We're searching for a lease and we're going to search for warehouse space. We're going to search also for office warehouse space. And we're going to search for industrial. Guys, you hold down your control key, or those of you using a Mac, you hold down the command key to select multiple options. In the entire MLS right now for lease, there are 286 combined warehouses. I did leave out the store warehouse combination. All right, so if I were to choose that one, that brings our results up now up to 299 results. We're going to go ahead and select Miami-Dade County. That brings us down to 233. So that tells us the majority of the warehouses available for lease are in Miami-Dade County. Now, you do have here the opportunity to use this type of property, which also covers flex space, hotel, income multifamily, industrial, mixed use, office, and others. All right, but the best one to use is going to be this one here. Now, underneath additional fields, you are going to want to add a few additional fields that are going to help you with your property search. You're going to want to add building square footage. You're also going to want to add property square footage. Here's the difference. Building square footage is the building itself, the structure. Property square footage is the entire land. So if a 20,000 square foot building sits on half an acre, right? Then right here, you'd be searching for a 20,000 square foot building sitting on 22,000 square feet of land. So that's how you would search that. And then also, you want to add remarks. And I'm going to show you tricks to finding properties using remarks. So you want to add the additional field called remarks. You want to add type of building. And lastly, you want to add number of units. So basically, you just want to search for a 10-unit building or a 12-unit building. Then you want to add number of units. All right, so let's say that we're looking for a decent size warehouse. Let's say we're looking for 5,000 square feet or more. All right, so building square footage, we're going to put in here 5,000 plus. And that's going to drop our results to 110 matches. Without putting in any price range or any, well, yeah, let's go to Doral. Let's do the city of Doral. And we're now at 9 matches. All right, let's click on results. Here we have 9 results. We have $12,000 a month, $5,500 a month, $1,800 a month, and then we have $25 a square foot, 21, 20, 20, 18, and 14. All right, so let's say I open up one of these here, and here's the warehouse that's available for $20 a square foot, guys. So here's a perfect example. This warehouse is not dock height. Now, perhaps this bay right here is dock height. Just we can't really see it because it's closed. But For it to be dock height, there needs to be a concrete floor right here, allowing the tractor trailer to pull up and not have to go up or down a ramp, just simply unload into the warehouse. Okay. And this has offices. So this would be an office warehouse combination. All right, so as you can see here, I don't see any dock height going on here. It's pretty much at ground level. Now, if you wanted dock height only, then you would go back to your criteria and you would select dock height, and then you would get your dock height properties. So this here is welcome to exceptional opportunity, sublease versatile warehouse space in Doral, spanning 7,360 square feet. So you'd be multiplying $20 times 7,360 and dividing by 12. And that would be your monthly rent on this property. Notice how it's 7,300 square feet, but the land itself is very large, 928,000 square feet. All right, so that is how you're gonna find your warehouse for lease. Let's take a look at another one. And there you go. See that? That's dock height. All right. They open up the door. That's dock height. A truck can pull up here and be level with the warehouse. These are dock heights right there. All right, so searching for properties, guys, on the MLS requires you to read a little bit more on the remarks. Commercial agents usually don't enter much information in the listing. So reading the remarks is very important. It says rate is $18 price per square foot, triple net lease. Okay, available June 2024. And then it says 27,000 square feet, 18,300 square feet warehouse, 1,000 square foot showroom, 4,500 square feet of office, 7 private offices, conference rooms, 4,500 square feet mezzanine, 4 dock height doors, 1 ramp, so it's telling you a little bit more. If you have a client that is interested in leasing this warehouse, then you would need a letter of intent. First and foremost, to place an offer, you need to submit a letter of intent over to the listing agent saying that your client intends to lease this property. Now, don't go looking for a letter of intent in Form Simplicity. There isn't one. You can always ask our help desk, Elite Help Center at gmail.com, and they will forward you a letter of intent. Once you submit the letter of intent over to the listing agent, then there is a lease that will be created by the landlord, usually by an attorney. And then on your end, usually your client will have to hire an attorney to review the lease. These are very complex leases. These are not like your regular residential lease. So your client will have to hire an attorney to have that lease reviewed, because usually these leases are for 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, right? And you can negotiate your commission to be paid all at once or every year at renewal. Not renewal, but every year when they hit their anniversary. All right, so this listing here is paying 3% of the lease price. So yeah, commercial real estate absolutely makes good money. This is again 3% here of the lease price. They're leasing $14 a square foot. Also, I want you guys to take a look over here. Leasable square footage, very important. All right, the building itself, right? The building itself is 5,000 square feet or more, right? The building itself is 21,912, but they're leasing only 3,600 square feet. So how do we fix that search? You can go back here to criteria, okay? And then take a look over here where it says max leasable square footage. All right, we need 5,000 square feet or more of max leasable square footage. Now we go back to our results and we have the results we're actually looking for. So you see this? This is again going to be more than 5,000 leasable square footage. Remember that previous listing we were just looking at that said 3,600? Well, that listing is no longer in play. It's no longer here because it's, they're only leasing 3,600 square feet, although the building itself was over 20,000 square feet. So very important, guys, to use max leasable square footage to indicate how much square feet you need. Any questions on that right there? All right. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. I'm gonna go ahead and click on clear right here. Oh, before I do that, I'm gonna just transition over to for sale. All right, and in Doral, there's nothing for sale right now at that size. Let's remove this max leasable square footage, and now there's 9. So you see how different things that you may place on the MLS are going to change your results. If you're telling it you're looking for max leasable square footage, but you switched over to for sale, then of course you're going to have 0 results. So now, warehouse buildings of that size, there are 9, and you are of course going to see higher list prices, right? 21 million, 5.2, 4.5, 3.3, all the way down to 795,000 square dollars in the city of Doral for sale. Let's look at this $21 million property here. What is this? It's a huge office warehouse combo. All right, so this entire building is for sale for $21 million. It is dock height as well. All right, they have 7 bays here and all dock height. All right, 48,000 square feet of warehouse space. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and go back to criteria. If you want to begin a new search, you simply click on clear over here in the lower left corner. That's going to clear your results. Go back and click on active. And now let's look at lease. Once again, if you're looking for office space, you're going to do the same thing, right? You're going to come here and we have a client needs office space. They're going to click on office space and then you're going to click on max leasable square footage. All right, so that means the max means that if you enter 1,000, right, minus, then it's going to be 1,000 or less. If you enter 1,000 or more, it's going to be 1,000 or more. So let's go with 1,000 or less. There are 279 office spaces available. And let's say that we're looking for office space in the city of Miami Beach. All right, we have 14 matches. You click on results, and here are your list prices. 4,450 a month, all the way down to 725. When you click on, let's say, 1,500 a month, all right, we have an office space here on 71st Street. And this is available for $1,500 a month. It's only 100 square feet, guys, so it's a very small office. Let's take a look. This one, that's probably going to be even smaller. Let's look at this one. $2,700 a month. That's $824 square footage. So this is a little bit bigger. I don't know. It's a spa right now. Seems like a massage or therapy area, but they listed it as an office. Prime opportunity in the heart of Miami Beach, 824 square feet, ideally for massage therapy and medical spa, move-in ready. So you see, this is an actual office, but they have it, or its primary use right now is as a massage or therapy place, physical therapy place. All right, so we're gonna go back to criteria, and that was your office space. Is there anything that you guys want me to search? Here, I'm gonna show you some other searching techniques. Let's go with restaurant bar. I've seen a lot of people ask in our chat, how do we search for a restaurant that's for lease? So removing the max square footage All right. In Miami Beach, there are currently 9 restaurants that are for lease. Click on for sale. There are 3 restaurants for sale. Let's click on lease, guys. You would be leasing the space. You're not leasing the actual restaurant business. You would have to open your own business. Okay. Click on results, and here are your restaurant spaces. 860 Collins Avenue comes in at $39 a square foot. Let's click there. All right, so it's 5,400 square feet, folks, leasable square footage. So once again, 5,400 times 39 is $210,000 a year. Divided by 12, your actual rent there would be $17,550 per month. Okay, so this is your restaurant space here in Collins Avenue, Miami Beach. And this is what it looks like. Obviously, you go in, you lease it, and you put up your own restaurant. Okay. And once again, you go through all the different results to see the different restaurant businesses or spaces, sorry, that are available. This one needs to be built out completely. So you guys understand the reason why an attorney needs to help you with the lease is because, there are times where you're gonna lease an empty space and you need to negotiate a build out. Like you're going to build out like an empty space, but you want to convert it into a beautiful office. You're going to hire an architect to do the work, right? Or is a restaurant space and you want to build out your own restaurant space. All of that needs to be put on the lease. And then it needs to be negotiated. And then also at the end of the lease, you need to pretty much return the restaurant to its original settings. All right, guys. So make sure that you have a good attorney that you can recommend to your commercial clients. All right, going back to criteria, that's lease, restaurant, or bar. Now, if you are looking to purchase apartment buildings, then we're going to do 2 things. We're going to go ahead and select apartments, and then we're also going to select residential multifamily. Residential multifamily, selecting both. We are now looking again in Miami Beach, and there are 28 matches in Miami Beach. Let's say we want to do Hollywood. All right, so let's go with Hollywood. In Hollywood, there are 13 matches. Apartment buildings, residential multifamily equal to 5 units or more. Remember, your residential multifamily income was 2, 3, and 4 units. But now when you select in the commercial search, apartment buildings and residential multifamily, now you're talking about 5 units or more. There are currently 13 matches in the city of Hollywood. Once again, no price range. Just wanted to show you. It goes from $3.5 million down to $1.3 million. If you click on one of the listings, it should tell you how many units, all right, are in the building. In this case, they didn't tell us here how many units. Let's read the remarks. Consists of 3 units in a large detached 2-car garage. So what can you tell me about this listing? It says here, comparable parcels have secured approval for a 4-story building housing 30 units or more. So the listing agent is selling this for $1.3 million, pretty much for land value. All right. This is only a 3-unit residential multifamily, but it says that it's approved for up to a 30-unit development. All right. So always read each listing. Don't just pull results like this and send them all to your client. Always read listings. Now, taking a look at this one says unit 1 through 7. So that one has 7 units. All right. This one here has 7 units. Going into the remarks, you should see this investment property consists of a house with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a garage. Also 6 units, each with 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms with 9 parking spaces. It says Hollywood, and it says your cap rate is more than 8%. All right, so again, you are going to look for attachments. Attachments will usually come and tell you what the financials are. What are the potential income on the property? What is the income being generated? What are your expenses? In the event that that is not included, then of course the listing agent wants you to call them. And that's usually what happens. You know, they're very incomplete with their listings. Let's go to the next one here. All right, $1.9 million. Right here, we have a 10-unit multifamily close to downtown Hollywood. All right, and then this one here is actually telling you your tax amount and the current existing mortgage on the property, no financials. Now, taking a look at the attachments here. All right, we have a brochure, unbranded brochures, and then we have financials, guys. So we finally hit what we're looking for. All right, let's take a look at the rent roll. Let's open that up and let's see. So here it's telling us what each unit pays for rent. Rent, $18.95, $1,900, $1,800, $1,745, all the way down to $1,150 for the smallest rent, with a total rent per month of $13,790 gross. Taking a look over here on the right-hand side, your deposits held. So it's telling you here what deposits are for each property that is held. So there's approximately $14,230 in deposits held. And it pretty much tells you, you know, what you're looking for, right? Now we're gonna go back. That's your rent row. Let's go back up here and let's open the attachments. Now let's open this one here, financials. And it's gonna tell you the expenses for the building. All right, from expenses to bank fees to cleaning, commissions, inspections, landscaping, licensing and permitting, maintenance and repairs. All right, expenses. So the expenses for this building here is $23,921 with 33 cents. That was the expenses from the month of February of 2023 through the end of the year. And then you have over here insurance fees, liability, property insurance, 18,548. And then you have utilities right there. So apparently they're paying utilities as well, 39,912. And for a grand total, all right, total expenses of 119,995, leaving a net operating income of 46,543. So this is well explained. This is very well explained. This is what we're looking for, guys. We're looking for a commercial realtor who's going to share the financials with you. Just because they don't have an attachment, that doesn't mean they don't have it. They just really want you to call them so you can ask for the attachments. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to the criteria, guys, real quick here, and I want to show you something. I had you add number of units. However, I'm not recommending that you use it. Here's why. I'm going to remove the city, right? I'm going to remove the city. So we're looking in, say, all of Miami-Dade County. There's 121 results right now, regardless of the number of units. But let's say I am looking for 10 units or more. 10 units or more. That's going to bring me down to 24 matches. But what I do know is that these 24 matches, the realtors actually stated on the MLS listing that the building has 24 or more units. This is what I'm saying, okay? Number of units, 12. But how about all the listings that have this field missing? Let me show you guys something. I'm going to go back. Remember that we have 24 matches, all right? I'm going to remove the number of units here. And let's leave it blank. We're back to 121 matches. We're going to click on results. Okay. And then I'm going to add a column here that's going to help us identify how many units in each building. So right here, where it says address, I'm just going to click on insert column. And then we're going to spell the word units and number of units and then click on apply. I want you guys to see when I sort by number of units, I want you guys to see how many empty spaces we have. We have 72 empty spaces. Wouldn't you think that a $38 million property has more than 10 units? Or pretty much any of these, right? When I open one of these up here, wouldn't you think this property here has more than 10 units? This has 33 bedroom co-living building. All right. But the realtor does not enter the number of units. Therefore, it's really difficult for us to get the results we're looking for by searching by number of units. This is a 40 unit mixed building. All right, so going back to criteria, this here really isn't going to help. You know how it's going to help? It's going to help like this. If you really want to find these properties quicker and you have a client looking for 10 units, then you select 10. And I know these three properties have 10 units. So that's how it's going to help. But of course, I am missing out on others. You know what you can do? All right. We're going to remove this. You know what you can do? You can go to remarks right here, right? And you can put in 10 units, asterisk. And then we're going to put an asterisk at the beginning of 10. So 10 units, 4. All right. That's also going to produce where people in the remarks said that it has 10 units. That's just one way to do it. You know, it's not always going to be perfect. All right, removing that, guys. So let's say we're looking for schools. Again, use the remarks. Watch this. Asterisk, school, asterisk. We have 5 matches, right? We have 5 matches. Click on results. These are 5 properties that they mention the word schools. But look here, it says schools and shopping centers are in walking distance. So that definitely is not a school. So be careful. Going back here, that's going to help you. The remarks is going to help you. But reality is that if you're looking for a school, you need to come up here. All right. Sorry about that. I needed to remove this. All right. You need to come up here and you need to actually select school. We got 6 matches. I'm gonna try that again because obviously I was selecting apartments up here and we needed that to be empty in order for us to use the remarks. So these are 6 identified schools. I mean, these are legit buildings that can be a school, is a school, right? And you found that by selecting school. Now, let's remove that and let's try again with our remarks, putting in asterisks, school, asterisks. Now we go. Now we have 21 matches. So we have a lot more opportunities to find schools. Okay. Thank you so much, lady, on the comment. Yeah, commercial real estate or commercial MLS class is definitely a different animal. It's much, much different than just using the MLS for residential searches. It's a lot different, actually. All right, so we have 21 matches here that we can pretty much go through and try and find the perfect school opportunity for your contact. All right, let's go back to criteria. Same thing, guys. I mean, remember, anything automotive is, gas station, car wash, garage. So anything automotive gets you 39 matches. But if you're looking for a gas station, then, put in the word gas in asterisks and you got 1 match. All right, right here we have 1 match. That is not a gas station. All right, that's not a gas station, so that's not really gonna work. You remove that, and I'm sure there are some gas stations here for sale. All right, let's take a look at $6 million. That doesn't look like a gas station to me. And that is, well, these are all automotive. Sorry, I'm not really looking at gas stations there. I'm just looking at automotive. So you're gonna have to look through your results to find. Now, if you have a client looking to purchase a gas station business, then you actually go to commercial search business brokerage. So go here. Now let's do this. Start with automotive. There are 76 matches. Now you see where it says type of business? Here, you may want to put in between two asterisks the word gas. You got down to one result. And here is a gas station business with only 3 pictures for sale at $6 million. Says profitable, renovated gas station with property located in Homestead. You know why it's so expensive? Because they're selling it with the property. All right, they're selling it with the property, the entire property and the business with all its clientele. That's why it's so expensive. All right, if they were only selling the business without without the property, then it'll probably be a lot cheaper than $6 million. Removing the word gas, there's 76 different automotive businesses for sale. Let's remove that automotive. Say we have a client looking for a liquor store. Type of business, asterisk, liquor, asterisk. There are 15 liquor, either liquor stores or liquor licenses. You know, we're gonna click here and you're gonna see right here, type of business, liquor store, drive-through liquor store, liquor store. All right, you got your prices. When you go in here, you got your prices, you got your pictures, right? And then read here, reduced price, don't miss out. All right. Liquors family owned for sale, liquor store, established business, 50-year track record. The store looks awesome. Price to sell $930,000 plus inventory. Liquor license is included. Liquor plus inventory. All right, so 930,000 plus inventory. Not inventory is included because take a look here. Not included in the sale. Inventory not included in the sale. So you would have to put in your own inventory. Lottery sales are included. All right, so if you have a client looking to own a liquor store, you got one here that has been established for 50 years. And I want to say Miami Springs. This looks like Miami Springs area, 33166. And you can have it for $930,000, everything except the inventory. Liquor license is included. All right, so question on the chat, how does the commission work? You're gonna come over here and you're gonna see 4%. So here just be 4%. This is a sale, right? This is a sale. Whenever you're doing a lease and it's a commercial, let's say office space, and let's say the lease is $10,000 a month, and they're gonna lease it for 5 years, a 5-year contract. All right, you're gonna go ahead and negotiate with the listing agent where you're either getting paid everything up front or you're going to get paid yearly. And that's all negotiable. And that's when you're doing the contract with the listing agent. Okay, so it's all really negotiable. And it's of course going to be the percentage that they're telling you. So if the percentage is 3%, it's 3% of the yearly lease. So if it's $10,000 a month, that's $120,000 a year. You get 3% of 120,000, and then you'll get it every year, or you can get it all up front. Okay. All right. That's your business opportunity. Once again, business brokerage here, guys. Type of business. If you're looking for daycare, daycare. All right, I'm gonna put in between two asterisks the word daycare. All right, remember the two asterisks are very important. Now, daycare together produced 3 results. Daycare, separate, all right, again, produce 3 results. So guess what? There are 3 results. Now you could put childcare, you could put, other words for daycare. So here we have adult daycare, daycare preschool, adult daycare. So there's 2 adult daycares and 1 child daycare. So if you're really looking for a preschool, then perhaps under type of business, you want to put in the word preschool. All right. So I'm going to go back to the apartments, commercial improved, and we're going to study how to identify the potential income and investment returns of an apartment building. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do for sale apartments. And then let's just leave apartments. You don't have to put in residential multifamily. You should, but I'm just going to do an example here. And let's go to, say, Hialeah. See if there's anything in Hialeah. There are 2. All right, $5 million. Wow, that's big. So it's 15 2-bedroom units, all rented at $2,000 a month. Tell me how that makes sense. 2,000 times 15. Obviously, you guys know it's $30,000 a month. Times 12, it's $360,000 a year. And it's for sale at $5 million. My usual trick here is to try and get the gross income of a property to equal to close to 10% of the purchase price. So for it to be 10% of the purchase price, I need to be generating $500,000 a year in income. And I'm not doing that. I'm doing $360,000 in income. And the way I did that is that I grabbed the $2,000 per unit times 15, right? That's $30,000 a month times 12. That's 360,000 a year. But since this is a class, I'm going to go ahead and just run with this property. Okay, we're going to show you how to do this with this property. We're going to go ahead and click on RPR at the top. And usually RPR is going to open the property that's currently for sale, and it didn't. So don't panic, close it, go back and click on RPR, and the second time is always going to pull it up. All right. Now we are looking for the additional resource called value weight right here. And we're going to click on continue. All right. So once again, here are the steps. Found the property, clicked on RPR. Opens up RPR, go to the right under additional resources, and then click on evaluate. That's going to open up this screen right here. All right, come over here, click on other. This is a multifamily property. Currently for sale at $5 million. You guys, I haven't even ran comps, so I'm not really sure what the value is of this property. Let's assume that we can get it for $4.5 million. All right, so let's knock $500,000 off the list price. Total number of units, 15, and we mentioned that your gross rent per year is $360,000. Total operating expenses. This is where it gets tricky. They're not telling us what the expenses are. All right, they're not. So tenant pays for electrical only. That means that the landlord pays for the water. Landlord pays for maintenance. Landlord pays for lawn care. Landlord pays for exterior. All right, so there are expenses, right? There's taxes, there's insurance, there's a lot the landlord has to pay for. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you some type of an example. Okay. First and foremost, I want to know what the taxes are. How can we do that? We can click on IMAP, right? So we're going to go ahead and open up IMAP here and let's see what the taxes were last year. All right, here it is. Taxes on IMAP says that last year the taxes were $43,793. So let's just round it off to $45,000. All right. I'm gonna place it here. However, we're gonna continue to add. All right. I just want it to be in front of you. Okay. So $45,000. Next up is insurance. That's something that you're not gonna be able to find anywhere unless they tell you, and they're not telling us. All right, so they're not telling us. Obviously, we would need to make a phone call, find out from our listing agent what the insurance is per year. So I'm going to estimate insurance for a building this size to be somewhere around 12,000 a year. All right. So let's go ahead and put in here 12,000 on top of the 45,000. Now you're looking at what, $57,000. Now, there's 15 units. There is water that needs to be paid. So if I estimate, say, $60 per unit, all right, so 60 times 15 is $900 a month. $900 a month times 12 for the year. It's $10,800 in water alone. So I'm just going to bring that number up from 57. We're going to bring it up to $68,000. Okay. We're at $68,000 now, which includes water. It includes taxes, and it includes insurance. There's going to be common area electricity. Let's add another $3,000 to that a year. Okay, again, that's just an estimate. So I'm going to bring it up to $71,000. Now, you need to hire someone to maintain the property, right? You need someone to at least visit the property once or twice a week, or maybe have a full-time worker here, or maybe have a resident that is also going to maintain the property. But let's not have a resident. Let's have someone visit the property twice a week, fix anything that's broken, clean all the pavements, and cut all the grass, and make sure the property is in tip-top shape. So let's pay this individual $500 a week to do this, right? They're only going to go there twice a month. I mean, sorry, twice a week. So $500 a week times 52 weeks is $26,000. That's a part-time job right there. It's a twice a week kind of deal. But you need that, right? I mean, you need someone to go maintain it. So 26,000 plus $71,000, you're looking at a total of $97,000 in expenses. Okay. Pest control. Let's say you're gonna spend 6,000 a year. No. Let's say we do 1,000 every quarter. No, 2,000 every quarter. So 8,000. All right, so $8,000 in pest control per year. So let's bring that total up to $105,000. Now you see this little word right here, reserves? Guys, very important. A commercial investor is going to save money for repairs. There are going to be repairs, right? You're going to have a tenant that the refrigerator is not working. You're going to have a tenant that the plumbing breaks. You're going to have things that need to be fixed. So my normal rule for this is to save 1 month out of the year in reserves. So if this thing is generating $30,000 a month in rent, then we're going to add to our expenses another $30,000, bringing our grand total right now up to $135,000. Guys, there may be things I'm missing, right? But just for the class and just to show you how this works, we have total gross potential rent of $360,000. We have total operating expenses and reserves of 135,000 with an annual growth rate of 3%. Bringing this fiscal year, let's say we're going to begin in May 1st. Our plan is to hold this property for 10 years. 10 years is the max, guys. I mean, even if you want to hold it for 30, it only lets you go 10. So let's go 10 years. Loan to value, let's say we're going to take out a 60% loan. We're going to come in with 40% down payment. And then our interest rate, let's put it at 7%. This is a commercial transaction, probably a little higher. And then how many partners do you have? One or two? You know, are you going to be the sole investor, or you can divide this into two, two sides? Let's go with one. And let's click on submit. All right, so this transaction, the way that I worked out the numbers, is a very good transaction. Remember, we bought it for $500,000 less, right? We bought it for $4.5 million. So right now, I have not entered closing costs yet. All right, I want you to see what the internal rate of return is right now. If you buy cash, you're at 6.25% per year. Your internal rate of return, if you finance, right, levered analysis, is at 8% per year. So it's a really great return on your investment. When you multiply that times 10 years, you're looking at 80% returns on your investment in just a 10-year period. And if you buy cash, you're looking at 67% return on your investment over a 10-year period. You see this number over here? Positive 6.5%, positive 6.5%, cash on cash. That means you have cash flow. That means you don't have to put out of your own pocket to make these numbers work. Okay? That means you're not breaking even. That means you're actually making money on this deal. If there were a negative here, then that means that you would have to come out of pocket every month, every year, just to make this deal work. So this is actually working. Now, let's go ahead and go to purchase and sale. We need to account for something here, and that's your out-of-pocket closing costs. So we had the 40% down, but now what's closing costs on a $4.5 million property? $4.5 million property times 3%, we're looking at $135,000 in closing costs. All right, so I multiplied the purchase price times 3%. That's going to bring us down now to 7% internal rate of return if you finance, 6.33% internal rate of return if you pay cash. Guys, looking at these numbers, which one would you rather go with? Pay cash or finance 60% of the transaction? All right, of course, it does make sense to finance, right? I mean, you're only having to invest 40%, and 40% of $4.5 million, just to give you an idea, is $1.8 million. After 10 years, you would have made back $1,431,000 out of your $1.8 million that you needed to spend to buy the property. Not a bad transaction. Now, if you pay cash, you paid $4.5 million out of pocket. In 10 years, you would have made back nearly $3 million or 63% return. Either way, cash on cash is positive. There's no negatives here. This property ended up being a very good transaction in the city of Hialeah. Okay, you can work with the sources of funds. You can change the interest rate. You can change the percentage that you're financing. You can change your terms of financing to see the numbers work differently. You're going to go up here to where it says File, Export PDF, and you can export all of this to a PDF file to present it to your customer. You can also export it to an Excel sheet. If you wanted to begin a new study, you go to File, New File, and that begins a new study for the same property. Okay, for the same property. You can go here and you can see your rent roll per unit. You can build this out, rent roll per unit. You can go to cash flow and see what your cash flow is. Okay. Uh, you have your levered analysis. It's going to tell you here, where your levered analysis. Remember, levered analysis means you're financing. Unlevered analysis means you're going cash. All right. Do you guys have any questions in what we just covered? This was my bonus addition to our class, which is how to analyze a multifamily property that's large, right? Not a duplex or a triplex. Those are a little easier. But again, my trick to this really was trying to find a property that when I know the income on the property, at a gross level, not net, but at a gross level, I get close to 10% of the purchase price, you're going to make money on the property. Now, let's say, for example, I'm buying this for $5 million and I'm only getting $200,000 a year in income. That's not going to work. That's less than 5%. That's not going to work. 250,000 is 5%. 360,000 was somewhere around 8%. That actually does work. Okay, so I hope that you were able to pick up some tricks on how to identify the best returns, what program to use. All right, remember RPR, remember evaluate, what programs to use to come up with the numbers so you can present it to your investor. My idea is that when you have an investor looking for properties like this, sure, send them properties in the MLS. But when they say, I want to go see it, then really get serious about this, produce these numbers so they know, hey, look, we're about to go see a property that's producing 8% returns. So they can get really excited. Okay. All right, guys, you know how to reach me. If you have any questions, you can call me, email me, text me. I'd be more than happy to assist you with this. And I'm going to share this recording with you later on today. So thank you so much for joining me for today's class. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. All right. All right, guys. So thank you
Hey,
so much.
Robert, it's Jonathan. Of course, I have
Yes.
the one question always.
What's up,
Um,
Robin?
can you, I don't know, sometime also do a class about the setting up and operating the CRM that's available through the MLS?
Yeah, I do have I do have a class like that, and I will you know what? I'll add it to the calendar for next Thursday. How about that?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I'll talk to Michelle so she can e-blast it, but I'll add it to the calendar. And Teo asked me to go ahead and do a class on the CRM, and I said, yeah, I do a class on the CRM. It's just I haven't had it. So I'm gonna have them add it to the calendar and see if we can do it next Thursday.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone.